In 2061, the first confirmed message from the future was received. It did not arrive through a time machine. It did not appear in the sky. It was discovered inside background noise. For decades, deep space observatories had recorded low-level quantum interference, static that did not match any known cosmic source. It was classified as harmless fluctuation, mathematical residue, nothing meaningful, until someone noticed the repetition. The pattern repeated every 18 hours. Not perfectly, but intentionally. When decoded using probabilistic compression, the noise formed structured information, coordinates, dates, short fragments of English. The first complete sentence was simple: do not respond. The discovery was kept internal. A small team of physicists, linguists, and intelligence analysts were assigned to verify the anomaly. Every test confirmed the same conclusion. The signal was not coming from space. It was coming from a future state of the same quantum field. In other words, the interference was not traveling through space. It was traveling backward through time. The implications were immediate and destabilizing. If the future could transmit information to the past, then causality was no longer linear. It was negotiable. The second complete message arrived 3 days later. You already answered. There was no record of a reply. Internal documentation from this phase remains incomplete. Some files were sealed permanently. Others appear to have been edited retroactively. The research team debated whether to follow the instruction. If the message explicitly warned against responding, then responding could alter whatever chain of events led to the warning. But the absence of a response might already be the cause. Some of the early discussion transcripts suggest that not everyone believed they were making this decision freely. The signal continued. Short phrases, precise timestamps, occasional warnings. Delay the test. Remove subject 4. Do not accelerate the array. Each instruction corresponded to events that had not yet occurred. When the team followed one of the warnings and postponed a scheduled high-energy experiment, a catastrophic equipment failure occurred during the new time slot. The failure would have killed 3 researchers had the experiment proceeded as planned. The message had prevented it. That single confirmation erased most hesitation. They began following the instructions. Over the next 6 weeks, the signal guided minor adjustments to various experiments. Every instruction resulted in measurable improvements or avoided disasters. Funding increased. Oversight decreased. The project was reclassified under National Security Authority. Then the tone of the messages changed. You are accelerating the threshold. The alignment is unstable. Containment will not hold. The language suggested that whatever process allowed communication was becoming less controlled. The team attempted to decode the future timestamp embedded in the signal. The estimated origin point was 37 years ahead. No sender identification was present. Then came a message that fractured internal consensus. It was not us. The team initially interpreted this as confirmation that the signal did not originate from human researchers in the future. That interpretation did not survive further analysis. Embedded within the data were structural anomalies, subtle deviations from expected linguistic patterns. The phrasing evolved over time, becoming less consistent with contemporary English usage, as if the sender was adapting or learning. The next event changed everything. Without any instruction from the team, the signal transmitted a complete data block far larger than previous fragments. It contained architectural schematics for a structure that did not yet exist. The design was not a building. It was an array, an amplification device that would dramatically increase the bandwidth of the temporal signal. In simple terms, it would allow clearer communication from the future, or something pretending to be from it. The instruction attached to the schematics was brief. Construct immediately. Internal debate lasted 11 hours. Some argued that refusing the design might prevent whatever instability the future messages warned about. Others insisted that ignoring a structure capable of preventing unknown catastrophe was irresponsible. Ultimately, they began construction. During this phase, several researchers reported recurring auditory hallucinations, low-frequency tones during moments of silence. Medical evaluations found no neurological abnormalities. One researcher described the sensation as being listened to while thinking. 2 weeks before activation, the signal transmitted a new warning. Do not complete the array. The contradiction triggered panic. Was the earlier instruction malicious? Had they misunderstood the origin of the signal? Was the future unstable because of the array, or because they hesitated? Another message followed within minutes. You will not stop. The phrasing was no longer advisory. It was predictive. Construction continued. Some internal reports from this period were removed from official archives. The fragments that remain suggest growing paranoia among staff. Security protocols intensified. Personal devices were confiscated. Communication outside the facility was restricted. Activation day arrived without further instruction. The array powered on. For 0.8 seconds, nothing happened. Then the signal strengthened beyond measurable limits. Not clearer, closer. The interference pattern no longer required decoding. It was audible. A low, layered vibration resonated through the facility, not through speakers, but through conductive materials, walls, floors, metal surfaces. Several researchers later described the sensation as pressure inside their skull. Then the first direct sentence emerged without computational filtering. You built it. The room fell silent. No one had transmitted a reply. The signal continued. We required your origin point. Realization spread slowly, then all at once. The future signal had not been a warning from humanity. It had been an instruction manual. By following the guidance, they had constructed the mechanism necessary for the signal's own existence. A causal loop had closed. The next message removed any remaining ambiguity. We are not in your future. The array began overheating. Containment systems activated automatically, but the signal intensified. Monitors displayed data that no longer corresponded to physical measurements. Timestamps desynchronized. Recorded footage showed micro-delays between movement and audio. One researcher attempted to manually shut down the array. The system locked him out. The final message transmitted before total system failure was short. We are in your past. Power collapsed. The array shut down. Emergency systems restored basic functionality within minutes. Officially, the event was classified as a containment breach caused by experimental overload. The project was terminated. The facility dismantled. Personnel reassigned. But anomalies continued. Quantum interference readings worldwide began showing the same 18-hour repetition, the original pattern, except now the embedded message is different. It no longer says, "Do not respond." It says, "We are already here." Complete records of the array project remain fragmented. Some are preserved in isolated archives. And if background noise ever feels slightly rhythmic, slightly intentional, it may not be interference at all. It may be a signal waiting for its origin.